assuming you've heard of what CBD is, but if not, here's the quick rundown. CBD is one of over 100 compounds found in a hemp plant, and hemp is very different from marijuana, but a hemp plant is what we make CBD oil from, and CBD is one of many compounds in that plant. It's non-psychoactive, meaning it doesn't produce any kind of intoxication, doesn't make you feel high, it's safe to take during the day, it doesn't have any kind of sedative effect, but it is a potent anti-inflammatory. It helps with REM sleep. It balances your serotonin and other healthy sleep hormones that help you sleep deeper and more effective. And it also reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression. All of this stuff has been researched for decades. There has been thousands of hours poured into it. It has been legal and illegal in the United States on and off. But most recently, it was made legal in all 50 states in December of 2018. So we just came up on 2 years of the Farm Bill of 2018 passing, officially legalizing hemp and all of its extracts in all 50 states. Now, each state kind of governs what they want to allow and not allow. So there are still a few states, as of the recording of this, that are pretty unfriendly towards CBD, places like Iowa, Nebraska. And, these things keep changing for the better. The more elections that happen locally and nationally, the more, they open their arms and eyes to hemp farming and hemp extracting and things like that. So when we're talking about CBD, we're really specifically talking about extracts from a hemp plant. There is CBD in marijuana, but it's a really small amount, and people don't extract CBD from marijuana. They just use marijuana as its own separate product for medicinal purposes or recreational purposes. As far as CBD goes, when you buy CBD oil online or in store, it's from a hemp plant. That's the most efficient way to extract it. It's non-habit forming according to the World Health Organization. There is no potential for dependency and so no addiction there. And it is safe to use even in large amounts over a long period of time from everything that's been studied, meaning there are no addictive side effects. So it absolutely is very safe to use. And we've been interviewed on the Chaplain's Corner of Fire Engineering on their podcast, the Truck Schmucks podcast. Been called and asked several questions via email for other firefighter blog articles and things like that, and everybody generally has the same questions. And will I fail a drug test with it? Is it going to affect me? Am I going to be tired on shift? Can I take it during the day? And all of these things drove us to really dive into as much as we possibly could to ask people much, much smarter than us that are very well educated on everything, with the biologics, with the pharmacokinetics. And what we found is that, there is a ton of research that shows it is safe to use during the day without feeling any kind of effect of tiredness. There's a small percentage of people that do feel tired, but that is considered a negative side effect. I know a lot of people want to take CBD for better sleep, but I hate to break it to you, it doesn't actually make you tired. What it does is when you're asleep, it keeps you asleep longer. It makes you feel more well-rested when you wake up because it balances your REM sleep a little bit better, but it's not going to knock you out, or it shouldn't. Not CBD by itself. There are other terpenes and cannabinoids, those are the other compounds in the hemp plant, that can absolutely make you feel tired and help you fall asleep. But in what we make and what we create, it is what most people would call a daytime formula. We're not going to feel any of those effects during the day. Now, the legality of it, like I said, it's legal in all 50 states according to the federal government. They signed the Farm Bill in 2018 that said hemp and all of its extracts are legal. You would have to look at your contract to see if it's allowed on your fire department specifically. Well, if you didn't know, you can't test for it through a standard urinalysis. A urinalysis that you would take for your drug test at work looks for THC, not CBD. And if you're taking the proper product, it will have 0 THC in it. Rescue One CBD has no THC in it. This is our isolate, and in our isolate, everything is filtered out except for CBD, including all the other terpenes and cannabinoids. So those other compounds that might make you feel a little bit tired or sleepy, they're not in there. It's just CBD suspended in hemp seed oil. And we lab test it every time to show that it's 0.000% THC. that means that there are 0 parts per billion. It is non-detectable on any laboratory equipment that is known to man. We cannot find any kind of THC in it. That's how low we filter it down. We make sure that there is none in there. So you're safe for drug testing purposes. But that doesn't mean that the contract specifically allows its use. Some contracts go as far to say you cannot use CBD at all, and some contracts just say you can't fail a drug test. For the contracts that say you can't fail a drug test, you're absolutely allowed to use CBD because it will not cause a failed drug test. Our product, the 0 THC CBD, won't. A full spectrum product absolutely can cause a failed drug test because there is THC in there. So the question comes up, how do I know my CBD has 0 THC in it? Well, the answer is lab tests. And any reputable brand will put a lab test with their batch of CBD that they created to show that it does in fact have 0 THC in it, but it's also going to show that it has the amount of CBD that they advertise on the label, and that it's free of things like solvents. Ethanol is used in a lot of manufacturing, and if it's manufactured properly, ethanol does not show up in the lab test. Hemp also soaks up a lot of impurities in the ground, so things like lead and mercury and pesticides can all show up in there, and it's important to look at the lab test to make sure you're not taking that stuff. CBD lab tests are extremely sensitive to even microscopic amounts of any of this stuff. So you can look at a lab test and thoroughly analyze what you're taking. The way to do that is to look on the product and look for a QR code. Now, if your product does not have a QR code on it, you may be able to see it on the website itself, but go through it, look through the pages and see what's on there and what's not on there. And you will be able to tell right away whether this brand did their homework or not. Any of our Rescue One CBD products that you scan will show that they have 0.000 THC. It's 0 parts per billion of THC, as well as a clean bill of health, if you will, on that lab test, showing that we don't have impurities in there. And it takes a lot of work for us to do that. It takes a lot of effort. It takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of time. And that's what we are dedicated to do. You know, we're providing this product to other firefighters. And if we're doing that, I need to make sure that nobody's failing drug tests and nobody is taking an unsafe product. You need to have trust and confidence. And the only way to get that is transparency. So what we're doing is we're really in the business of being meticulous. We're in the business of transparency. We're in the business of integrity. Because the only way I can help people is if you believe that I'm doing what's in your best interest. I take it personal. If I don't put out a good product, I need to look at every single step of this and ensure that from the growth to the manufacturing to the bottling, we have a 0 THC product and that firefighters will be safe to take it. We go one step further and we actually include an at-home drug test to show that you are getting a safe product and that you can test your urine at home and know that you're not failing drug tests there. We include with every order, we include a drug test and instructions to show you how to test. And the cutoff for these are the same as a DOT drug test, which is what fire departments use, 50 nanograms of THC. We're very confident in that. And in our 2 years of being in business, we've never had any failed drug tests. The bottom line is CBD, it by itself is absolutely safe to take for firefighters. It is non-intoxicating, it's non-mind altering. On our end, it's trusted by firefighter.com. We're the only brand that they trust to sell on their website and in their store. That's because of the care we take in making our product and making sure that it's safe and free of THC. But it is also absolutely legal to take. You just need to check your local contract to see if there's any kind of prohibition on there. We wouldn't advise any firefighter to go against what their union has negotiated for them, but it can be changed, and I believe it will be in the near future on a national level. It's already starting to happen. We actually have services where we will go and help you negotiate or sit with your negotiating team or talk with your administration, your city, whomever, and be there for you to provide information and research and anything you would need to help you bring those ideas forward to your department. There's a ton of research on the effects of CBD. The biggest ones are inflammation, pain, sleep, and anxiety. If you have any other questions on this, you could absolutely leave us a message, a comment. You can get to us on our website, omnianaturals.com. You can email me personally, jv@omnianaturals.com, and you can even live chat on our website for instant answers as well. If you found this helpful, please share it around. The best thing we can do is get the word out about what CBD can do for other firefighters. Be safe and take care of each other out there.